One Love and
So one of
Wellness,
the things
Love
that
plus Art
came up,
equals Wellness, Heart Happy Hour. Thanks for joining me live from Solar Sunday. Soulful Sunday, Solar Sunday, Soulful Sunday.
soulful, full of soul, solar. Yeah,
Full, soulful, full soul.
full of soul,
so
soulful.
this is
Yeah.
what the Google God has to say about it. Dom in American English, rank, position, or dominion of. Two, that was the first one. Two, it says fact or state of being. So that's the dumb in American English.
Dumb. Mm,
So and
Hmm?
it's
mm,
spelled D-O, which may be short for again either dominion or dome, D-O-M-E.
mm,
State of
Wise
being.
Dominion.
mm.
Yeah.
It's a good flip. I
Dominion.
like that. Right.
Wow, yeah.
Dominion. That's another joint. Like it.
Ooh. What's a minion?
Mm. Arm of the
You,
minion,
co-
right? It's them little
you
yellow
cover the
niggas.
minions.
It's them little,
Dominion is you cover the minions.
it's them little yellow niggas.
You
the
rise
little,
above them and
the little
somewhere.
sons. The little yellow niggas, the little sons. All right, we got the flag
Yeah.
doing your
Yeah.
bidding.
Not the emojis. Well,
Hmm.
them too.
So wisdom is wise dominion, not wise dumb as in stupid.
I want to repeat something that we just said because I just clicked on the Heart Happy Hour, but that we talked about that there's a lot of celestial occurrences happening, and is it random or is it signs and symbols from the celestials that it's time to wake up? It's time. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the golden age. No, we passed the dawn. We tiptoeing lightly into it. The Kali Yuga. We slid from the age of deception, the age of the art of uh, war, to now the tone of love and the age of Aquarius. The golden ages, the golden ones were the original people. So apparently, Wikipedia says the golden people are the original people. And
Yeah, the great old ones. The great
well,
old ones.
and what
You
about
put
that black sun? Black
Saturn.
Jesus. I mean,
Yeah, that's
well, yeah,
Saturn.
that too. But
Saturn.
Black Jesus,
Well, we
Putin.
already knew that Jesus was black. Well, Yahshua was black. I mean, that's common sense, just looking at the terrain alone. But I do believe, like what the brother I was listening to, the voodoo priest. Russia has a motive why they putting that out there about talking about the black Jesus.
Well,
It's
he gave
like people.
it was awarded. It was awarded to them in the 1800s. This Black Jesus, they only gave them a copy of it, but he gave war, his highest war commander, a copy of it for inspiration. And at the time of releasing it, it's like, amongst the time where we're talking about the solar eclipse and all this other distracting stuff, and we're not really getting into the meat and potatoes of what did he just do? And he's not even, they're not even word wise, they're saying he didn't say Jesus was black. He just
He
it
really
get
he,
inspired
he
him with a
really
black Jesus. Yeah.
he really ain't do shit except show you the inside of the goddamn art museum. That shit is right over in fucking DC in the fucking art museum, right there next to the National History Museum. It's right there. Just walk in and you can go downstairs and then you can see the Black Madonna, the same fucking pictures that they show you. All the niggas is black. It's in the art museum.
Right, but we just never called it out like that, and it still ain't being called out into people saying, "Oh well, if that's the case, my paradigm should shift on the real, not just on some I'm pushing for it because they say it is, but you see it is now. You got some visual signs and symptoms of the reality that they shifted it from, which they tell us about. The Michelangelo, blah blah blah, his son, they posed for it or whatever. His son's lover,
No, but I
but
think that them, others, I'm saying, them, what do you call it? A white supremacist or whatever. They know it's time for them jokers to kick rocks, and they looking for allies. That's what they looking for. They
right,
already
that's what
know
I thought.
that this getting ready to be a shift in the paradigm, all together, and they not going to survive. They're not going to survive.
Yeah, I thought about the fact that it was a power move because I talked about how when it's not a Super Bowl in my mind anymore, but the celestial heavens showing us all these signs and symptoms. I said it was like a multi-level chess game, and so that multi-level that was a move, just like OJ be dying on the
That's
in
right.
that same time
Cancer
frame.
thing. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna say he was our Black Jesus, but he might have been a sacrificial lamb in that case, because that was somebody who we looked up to and who I say looked up to, but we admired as a sport,
I didn't look up to no
whatever.
O.J. Simpson. You know what I'm
He
saying?
was
And who in the
he was
world gonna look to a
a
black
high
woman
black
that
star.
married a damn white woman? Really look up to?
See,
Yeah, see,
see,
and he opened up doors to people and opened up minds to that people weren't really as open about as he did. That kind of like paved the way, and it started the Kardashians' career. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for him being a part of the Cochran team, the what his name? Is it Joe or John?
Well, that's
Whatever.
not true
Cochran team.
because come to find out, O.J. Simpson was sleeping with his friend's wife a long time ago. That's why they didn't know if one of the daughters was actually O.J.'s baby or not. So
Okay.
they knew O.J. for a long time. Okay,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
that oldest one? The other one. We see got Chloe or whatever. But anyway, the other one they thought was OJ's baby. He ain't open no door for
Well,
the Kardashian. That sex tape opened the door for her ass.
yeah, but the name itself wasn't nobody's lips until he was with the Joe Cochran team.
They
What?
was on
See,
their
see,
lips
That's my
when he
thought.
showed the sex tape with Art
When
Ray J.
but
That
that's
came
what gave
out
her
way
some
before
stars.
that.
It just all came together and made a big blast for her, and rippled in upon the effect of years of their TV show. But
well,
yeah, no, I was
you
just
gotta realize. I mean, that this is funny because this conversation just went all kinds of different ways. But you got all of them that got famous because this Bruce Jenner and OJ, right? OJ was a bad motherfucker. Like back in the day, like he was a bad football player. That he's like equivalent to like a Emmett Smith or
he got the
a
Heisman. He
Jim
was the first pick out the draft. He got the Heisman
Brown.
trophy that year.
So you got
Hmm.
to put it into perspective because we talking about this nigga now that he's dead and after the murder trial and all of that stuff. But you got to put into perspective how built up and how much of a big deal this nigga was. You see what I'm saying? And why the Kardashians are so famous there because they in there. They connected with him. You see what I'm saying? That whole time
They're
they came in. He was fucking
they're
that.
yeah,
quasi black.
yeah. OJ was like
They're quasi black, like Nicole
OJ.
Brown. I mean,
OJ
go
was like
ahead.
OJ was like Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back in the day, Bill Cosby was in that world, partying with the white folks. He was, he was their nigga. He was their boy. OJ,
Yeah,
Bill
he
The
was
Cosby.
the
gateway.
You
token
know,
boy.
just like Bill
They
Cosby.
were gateway
At
dues to
some
the
point,
murking up
they
the
turned on
waters.
him. For whatever reason. Maybe he wanted to buy NBC. So whatever reason, they just like you ain't out. Okay, we don't fuck with you no more. But he was partying. The whole drug thing. Yeah, he was with him like that. He wasn't like no Cat Williams talking about him. He was a boy. He was in the
Yeah,
ink club.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's funny because what's it called? His
Yeah. And
Kardashians, the
again,
dad
what is
was
it?
his lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
You say the
right?
Kardashians
And
what?
so
The dad. Yeah, no, I thought he was
was his
finished.
lawyer, one of his lawyers.
Yeah, one of his lawyers. Yeah.
No, yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And so how does
So
this tie
I just
into our ascension?
well, this the eyes in the sky, right? So these are stars.
How the fuck we get
These are
on?
stars that are representing, like when Prince died, he was supposedly a pawn in the big scheme of things. To instead of he was this is what it was said, offered instead of one of the real princes from the UK. They offered, and then they offered Prince. But then also when you look at there's several of those kinds of things that happen where they're replacing this thing that's happening in the public eye. You, I'm told that they're supposed to notify people of certain things that they're doing or whatever, and their way of doing it is, they say you have to post it in the newspaper, you have to make public notice or whatever. So this is their way of making it a public notice without calling it a public notice, but it calls to the energy of what's going on in the big picture. But if you see it like it's not a reality or reality TV even, but it's kind of presented in a story way, in a way of the breaking stories in some cases. All of the details, we don't, we see the big picture. So that's all I'm saying. We can relate those things in some ways to the big picture.
Yes. Now let's go to the other side. Now that we've discussed in many different dimensions what they're doing, what are we doing?
Well,
Ideally,
I,
ideally
I
we got
think
to
we
feed
recognize
both.
the
If we only
golden
talk
age.
about them, we don't talk about us, we're balance.
I'm recognizing the golden age. I'm starting to feel and sense some things of the shifts of like
Okay.
I'm so what the golden age to
Okay.
me is about is how it's presented in the Bible, where
Okay.
it says, okay, I'll wait, go ahead. Hmm.
Yes, because now you're saying I. Before you were saying we. This is why my person, well, drink some water and calm down. Um, these my person's opinion, these things are very important. What we say. If you're saying we done these things, we looked up to OJ and we doing these, and we doing this, and then we say, well, what's the solution? You say, well, I'm doing this. So you're
Paying
saying
more
you're doing
attention.
both of them. You're saying we, right? You're saying we doing this. We look up to OJ and we
Well,
doing
I'm
this and we
glad I
did because
switched it to
OJ.
I.
Right. So now you're saying I ain't with that shit, but you're saying we, as in all of us on this call and everybody else with it. But now you're saying I ain't with that shit.
Okay, so
You
we as
gotta
in the
watch
public
that
or
because that's
I
this is
split
why
them. Yeah. So
So wait, don't cut him off. Let him express what happened. We all know you did it. We sat here and listened to you. So let him cook.
this is why person had this. Yeah, I had to stop because like we got to clean this up. If we about ascension, about being the example, we have to be mindful how we communicate. A more ideal way is to say, a lot of our people have done this. A lot of our people are in this situation. Just a lot of our people are doing this, doing that, and the other. What we are doing on this call, what I'm doing, we're doing this as I admit. And specifically, I'm doing it this way, but we're all making a difference. Everybody on this call is making a difference. So we're not with that bullshit you're talking about. And yet each one of us is making a difference in our own specific way. So this is the contact, this is the space my person is holding was to have dialogue. We can talk all day long about what they're doing. And we also when we talk about it, we have to say, some of our people caught up in it. What they're doing is this and for this reason. A lot of people falling for it, the propaganda. Yet, and what we're doing is holding space for a different way. And specifically, I have a law, I have these 5 words of wellness. So then you're saying specifically how are you making a difference as part of this the four of us, the four horsemen, the what we have on this call right now. So again, this is even in speaking like this on this call, we're making a difference in the multiverse. Whereas again, if someone is speaking says, including us on this call, as in what we're doing, that's a low vibration, then we're not serving the higher purpose. We're actually feeding into what they're doing because we're saying we're doing this. So again, we want to get this, stop it, because my person feels this is foundational of our having the peace of God, focus, focus on ourselves, giving love to ourselves and what we're doing. If we're not always saying what we're doing, even when we talk about them, we're doing our own self a disservice. So just wanted to share that context. If that makes any sense, we just saying this is the IMIT philosophy that we feel is the IMIT philosophy. So just hold space for that. Does that make sense? Is that any
Perfect sense.
Keep that same energy.
Makes perfect sense. So yeah,
yeah,
my only observation is what does golden mean? What is the golden age? What is the description of what that is? And that is what I had started to say that I have begun to notice in myself. I'm starting to be in line with the verse that I read earlier in the Bible talking about, and I believe it's 4:8, fourth chapter and the eighth verse. I went through and read a lot of 4:8s and it lined up with that. But anyway, it says, I don't know if I have it on my phone, but yeah, it's I'm lining up with the definition of golden. Let me look that up because I do have that here. Golden.
Well, we talked about that. Gold is the excrement of
yeah.
the
And this
gods.
is why you need to have
Yes. Oh my goodness. And I learned something talking about, okay,
yeah. We're
the
just getting back to that. Tony brought that.
Huna Flash said something on Black Magic 363 the other day where he was talking about that there's two additional, and maybe we all know of it, maybe not, but there are 9 chakras that, and there are 2 above the crown chakra that we are not really as tuned into or hadn't been as focused on before. And now I'm starting to focus on that there is a knowing and a being.
Well, speak
So
for yourself, because it's like
yeah,
we.
so I hadn't learned that before. So that's what I was saying. I said maybe you
Right.
guys do,
Speak for your damn
but
self.
that was, say that again.
Speak for
Say it
your
again.
damn
Please. I
self.
didn't
Come on,
hear
we
you.
don't know about them chakras.
Yeah, we don't know about them chakras. Niggas know about them chakras. It's
And
even
that's
more
what
than
I
that.
Who is
clarified it. I
we?
clarified it. Thankfully, you guys do know it, but that was all right. Let me step back.
No, it's not a step back. Keep going. Keep going. But it's just saying, it's like he was just talking about that where you say the I and the we. You didn't know about
And
those chakras. You see
that's
what
what
I'm
I
saying?
said.
No,
I said
you're not.
maybe you guys didn't know, but I didn't know, and I
No,
began to explain.
no, you didn't say that. You said we. You said we didn't
No,
know about those. We didn't know about those.
I
That's
said
What
what.
are you
maybe you
opinion
guys
of?
do,
No,
and maybe
that's
you guys
it's
don't.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. That's why we both jumped on that because you said that. So
Because y'all are
we
doing
both
other
heard that.
stuff and didn't hear every word because I
We
did
did
clarify. I said maybe
listen to
y'all do
every
and
word.
maybe y'all don't.
We
That's what I
heard.
did say.
Play the tape back.
Okay.
Rewind this.
It's not that. Okay, yes, it
Flag on
is
the
being
play.
recorded. And you'll see that. I
Uh,
did say both. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I didn't. And I did clarify that.
you
I
did.
shared what I
She
learned.
did. You did. She did clarify. Clarified it. So while we
Good
was while we
job.
was while we were saying, hey, this is what you did, she was clarifying at the same time. So we did hear the clarification. So you
Okay,
did
the
clarify.
golden age.
But go ahead, you were
Wikipedia.
saying Kuna Flash, talking about the 9 chakras.
Right. And it took me to the place of knowing. So when you said about the gold and the golden dung or the goose that laid the golden egg or whatever, God's excrement is gold. Um, in the knowing of what's going on, these signs and symptoms are sliding it into the place of knowing. It's like, what do you do with the knowledge once you know it? Once you connected your crown chakra, what do you do? Now you got a connection. So what's the next level? The next level is, I learned, is the knowing. I mean, the being. So now you be that energy that connected to the energy. You become you're able to create from that space. And then the knowing, meaning that not only do you know it, but you be it and you become the all, not to say the all knowing, but part of the all. And that's just
Yeah,
so.
you're it.
What's that mean?
You see,
What does that
you're
mean?
it. Yeah, break it down
Well,
further. Huh?
What's that mean? Because they said being the all. What's that mean? Because if that's the case, we'd have it in that.
oneness, feeling the oneness, being a part of the all, expanding from this being into a bigger, farther, limitless space of occupancy,
No,
not
what
just
does that
taking up.
mean? Bigger,
I'm,
larger,
I'm expanding.
limitless.
Okay, let
What
me
is?
share what I experienced. What I experience is
Okay,
I
yeah,
go
there you
from
go.
feeling the presence of my borders. Like I can feel my skin and I know that this is the zone that I occupy, but then I go into a space where I go outside of my boundaries, outside of my aura. I expand my aura, I expand my and extend into what is the greater part of the all. I don't have a, it's into infinity. I don't have an end at that point. I just become a part of oneness. I can fade into the walls. I can fade into the shade. I've done that in my dreams, where I became a part of the shadow. I became a part of the wall. But that's how that feels to me. That I am expanding my borders. That I no longer have, my fingertips extend from one around until the other side, and whatever's in the middle is infinity, a circle, kind of.
What's in that circle?
ALL.
Nah, I mean like specifically the all. We keep saying that. Like we always say that. If it's just gonna be the all, then it's just the all. All right, we can end the conversation. What's
Well,
in the all?
at the point where I get to the place of all, I start feeling all the pixels, all of the tininess of all of the. It starts with me feeling the inner um, pieces of matter, and then I believe that the magnetism that holds me together is allowed to be released, and it allows my borders to expand. And that's still on the pixel level, but on a no picture, no no image, no noise. I mean, it's all like white noise at that point.
So what can you do with that?
Well, I use it at the gateway as a part of my programming and being able to forecast what I have, what I would like to put into position. I become like my astronomer. I tell my stars how to line up for my own astrological, cosmological impact and effect. And, it's not something that always happens instantly, although it has happened instantly, but there are times when the, the timing, it takes time for everything, for all the things, the cogs in the wheel to line up in a certain pattern to create that which I commanded.
So you're forecasting, like casting a spell. You're forecasting the we ether, the weather. You're like putting
we
things in motion. You're causing hurricanes and tornadoes and the sunshine and the light and the moon and everything. You're forecasting all of this stuff.
Well, those actual activities of collisions and disharmony is just like an not an overflow. It's not an aftermath. It's a, you know, things happen,
Escapes.
and so some of the energies do find reason to be in the path at the same time, and will either conjunct or square or trine, and depending on how harmonically they're able to resolve the scenario of the energy of the connection, then those different things happen. Like I said, we had the earthquakes that happened, the cicadas, which is our cicada rhythm, which is, it is off. All these different things that are lining up, the bridge, the black Jesus, all these things are, to me, signs and symptoms of it's time to wake up. It's like an alarm clock going off and saying, open your eyes to what's really, your third eye, your fifth eye, however many eyes you have, your eyes, your ears, your nose. Those are all ways for us to see things or interpret things.
So
We're
what are you looking at? What can you see with all of those eyes?
It's a choice. You have a choice. You can choose to see on different levels. You know, you're some, like some animals are able to see in the dark. Some animals are able to look into the sun and it not be an issue, or you know, they don't have to make a major adjustment. We all have different, each, you know, tuned to a different. You know, we work out. Like I sun gaze, so I can look at the sun a little longer because of how many years I've practiced. So I can look at it in different higher peak times, like you did when you observed the solar eclipse. You know, so I think it's part of our being able to absorb certain amount of internal light that allows us to be able to, you know, so with so you know, above and below, in and out.
So you're crystallizing what are your thoughts because you're looking at the sun. So these light codes are like what going into your eyes, and then that's connected to your third eye. So you're seeing that, and then you're going in circular spirals around the sun to take all that information in, so that you can look at the sun directly and see the whole, and see the circle, and then that manifests apparently all kinds of shit in your life, which shit is the excrement of the gods. So that's gold. So you're
Yeah.
creating gold with your thoughts. Is that what's happening? Are you
Hmm.
transforming and transmuting everything into gold or into shit?
Woo! I couldn't have said it better myself.
Whoa.
I, I'm asking. I'm commanding. Commanding
Right.
everything everywhere you go. You think about it and it turns into gold.
Yes. Golden touch, the golden goose.
It's the golden touch. It's the golden goose. It's the
So the
golden, whatever. What is gold? It's the shit. That's the shit. So yeah, flip it to the shit. It's like, yeah, that's the shit. You say it all the time anyway, man. I ain't doing that shit. Me, I love that shit. Oh, I love that shit.
That's the
Yeah, that's the shit. Shit, shit. Just say it,
so the traveling singer on Instagram shout out. It has to do with our brain receptors.
Mm, receptors, receivers,
mm,
receivers. You're receiving something. Now
you're
that's fun. When we talk about
receiving.
those extra chakras, right? Those nine. Then it's like you're transmitting and receiving. It's a
Right.
two-way communication. Ganglias and so forth, nerve endings and stuff.
That's the
So you're
halo.
sending and receiving. You feel sensations. You can also send sensations. It's like, ooh, send it, feel it, receive it, send, receive, send, receive.
What is a sieve?
A sieve.
I believe on one
DC
of my magical video games, a sieve is a little container, looks like a triangle at the top and a triangle at the bottom, and but it's round. But it's for sacred liquids or something like that.
So yeah, all
So
right. So that I'm gonna jump out there and just say a sieve is to plant.
to plan or plant.
To plant, plant, like plant. To plant like a seed, to conceive, because you got deceive, like you was just starting to go into deceive, which is to plant a lie, right? Conceive, which is to plant a child. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of different sieves. So it's like you look at the commonality between them. It's like, all right, bet we got sieve and seed and seed and sieve, sieve, expensive,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
impressive. You know, it's like all kinds of sieves. So it's like, oh, C being that root chakra again. You know, it's like C,
So the golden age is described originally. Can I share? Did
How you gonna start sharing and then ask?
it's not the Wikipedia. It's not the Wikipedia. I wanted the Wikipedia one, and so I'll switch to that. But it just says that it was originally a time when before organized societies lived in a state. Before organized society lived as in a state of happiness, peace, and rest. So the Golden Age is originally an age in Greek mythology, which the Greek is mythology is what we plan out on a cosmological astrological stage. It's the idea that people are not in organized societies and they're living in a state of happiness, peace, and rest. So that's what they're saying the
Hmm.
golden age is, but that's not. I want to look up what the description is in the Bible because that's what got my attention. But anyway,
Living
That sounds nice.
peace and happiness. We got that live in peace and happiness. Because what first came up a little while ago was Frankie Beverly Mays, The Golden Time of Day. Living in peace and happiness. When you know who you are, all the love you've been looking for is found inside. It's a golden time of day. Even say when the sun goes down, golden time of day, like at dusk and at dawn, which some say is the best time to do the sun gaze because it's more golden. That golden light, you connect it to information. So just a few things to connect out there that just came up. And traveling singer says also, if you seek the answers, you will receive, and then you will see the truth.
Asking you shall receive. Good Lord. Mm.
Ask and
Oh,
you shall receive. Ask and it shall
commands.
be planted in you
There it is.
again.
It
Oh, because
is.
you already know. Since you already know, you already received it. But when you ask, you're gonna get it
You
again.
call it forth.
Ah,
Call it forth. You got to
ah,
focus. Focus on it. Focus on it. What's your focus? Oh, that's beautiful. I
focus,
like that.
man.
Focus, man. I am focused, man. That's yeah. Call it
yeah,
forth. The golden age, the land flowing with milk and honey. Oh, the land flowing with milk and honey. Yes, yes. Flowing, flowing, flowing with milk. Flowing
Goodness.
with milk. And where
and
doth
honey.
milk come from?
I
Yeah, that
forgot.
golden time of day. That's yeah.
So
Oh,
it
well,
was
you
the
shall
golden
receive it.
time.
Yes, yes.
So the solar eclipse was like a golden time of the day. I say that only because at that time, which should have been day, we had that short period of darkness where those others were able to be seen and showing their light. Um, Beetlejuice came through too. That was another one that I say Beetlejuice, but ba- Bale guys is looks like it says. But
Mm.
yeah, it seemed like this is the golden time. That was like the wake up. That was the alarm clock to the wake up of the golden age. That's what I'm calling it at this point. Like the shift, the white balance, the black balance, for
Hey,
us to right
you wanna
balance
have
our
an
brain.
eclipse? You wanna have an eclipse right now? Close
An
your eyes.
epiphany,
Close your eyes. There go your eclipse.
darkness.
The sun and the moon together. Boom, right there. There it is. Y'all can both discuss things before the seven lords, the Lord of Seven, the seven lords, the seven. The You can discuss it right there. Have at it. Have at it. Spend some time. Take some time with it, discussing it, putting it all together, putting your plan together. What it is you choosing to do, right there. Oh, look at that light. Oh, it's a flash of light coming in. Oh, that's the sun flashing in some other light that's coming in from something else. What is that? Is that a thought? You can spiral that shit out of control. You can say what? God damn. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, so lovely.
Speaking of this
Chapter
light,
4, verse
golden
8.
eclipse, right? And there's a question on the screen also when we get around to it from the traveling singer.
What she asked? What's the question?
It's on the screen there. Did you receive any downloads from the solar eclipse?
For okay, that's for me.
I didn't
What you
receive
got?
any from the solar eclipse, but I
Well, it will be probably for
downloaded
all of us. You know, we all.
Okay,
It is the same shit. I gotta download.
different day.
I'm right here. All right, bet. Yeah, I gotta download. It's all that shit you've been ignoring. Go back and revisit it. All that shit you brushed to the side. Go back and revisit it. It's nothing new under the sun. So it's just some shit you don't know. So it's something I don't know because we all know everything. So being that we know everything, we got to come down or figure out what it is we don't know so that you can know. It gets confusing after a while because it's like we ignore certain things. Certain people come at us a certain type of way to tell me a particular thing. And again, I corrected myself, Precious, when tell me a certain thing, and I'm like, oh no, hey, that ain't me, I don't do that. It's like, yeah, no, that is you. That is you, meaning me, not you, me.
Take a look at your doppelganger, huh? Look in the
Yeah,
mirror. Look at
turn
the
the
man
mirror
in the
back on
mirror.
yourself. Exactly. You sing the song all day, but do we actually do it? You see what I mean? It's a difference between watching a kung fu movie and actually fighting.
Right, 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 yeah.
What if you do it in your dreams? Does, that means you can pull it out at some point?
Yeah,
Hiya.
you can pull it out. It'll all your reflexes will happen there. But if you practice, this difference is fighting. It's like that internal thing, but it's that you could be out of timing. You see what I'm saying? With certain things like, oh, I haven't been running or playing basketball like I used to, so I'm not on that. I lost a step, so to speak. I'm not there at that spot when I used to be. But there's still a perspective from here, so I can view from here and kind of finagle and move and so forth. And that's like when Michael Jordan changed his game. The first three championships to the second three. The second three is more of a shooter. The first three, he would go in and dunk and just explode and go to the basket and all that stuff. Then he started to chill back.
Wisdom.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
Wise don't think.
So I did pull up the Bible verse that I thought that referred to the golden age, and it is
oh,
Philippians 4 and 8.
hold up, hold
Mm.
up,
And it is
up,
what helped me.
one moment, one moment, one moment. Come on there. Have a seat. Yeah, welcome there. One moment. Because the sister online did ask, she said for everyone. So, we wanted everyone to share any uploads before moving on to the Bible verse, if that's okay. So we want to honor.
Well, it
So she just
refers to
typed back for
mine.
everyone.
So, but okay, it
Okay. Oh,
refers
okay.
to
Well, go
mine.
ahead. Go right ahead. Go ahead. Go right ahead. There's a connection there. And as you do that, we're going to catch
Okay.
up Janika on the conversation. We're going to meet ourselves and catch Janika up as you share that.
Okay. Well, the verse. First off, my name. I've been looking into phi. For some reason, I was given the initiative to look into phi just before the solar eclipse, and I started associating with my first name that was my birth name of Phyllis. And so Philippians 4 and 8 had come to me, which again, me talking about the golden age, like what is the golden age? And so I feel like the solar eclipse kind of made me pay more attention to the fact that that could be a sign for bringing in the new age. The Kali Yuga, it lines up with all three of those, the golden age, Aquarius, and the Kali Yuga. So it reads, it says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, Whatever is admirable,
Think.
that is what the golden age is to me. And that's what I started getting glimpses of, just pulling in everything starting to, not everything, but a lot of things starting to line up for me. The
What does the
solar
rest of that
eclipse,
verse say? Right after when he talks about all of those things, what does it say? It gives you instruction.
it says, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things.
There you
Whatever
go.
you have learned for whatever, and then nine starts and says, whatever you have learned or received or heard from me, from God, or seen in me, put into practice.
There you go. There you go. So it tells you, it gives you the whole thing. Whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are right, whatsoever things are of good report, all of that whole list. If it's anything excellent and all that stuff, think about that. And then anything that you heard from God, start doing that shit. You see?
It says, and the God of peace will be with you. That I missed that last little piece, but put it into practice, and the God of peace will be with you.
There you go. So it tells
Ashe.
you right there. It tells you right there. Like it's all, it breaks it down. But you gotta go through and read all of it. Or not all, just what read the section. It all goes together. It's a story. It's parables. It's part of a whole. You see what I'm saying? Told you, gave you full out instructions. What's right? What's good? What's good, my nigga? What's up? How's it going? What's
What's
a good
good?
report?
What's
What's a
good?
good testimony that you had? What happened the other day? What was good? Oh, you had a great, you was a victor, you won. Oh man, think about that shit. You see what I'm saying? Over and over
Right.
again. Keep going till it bubbles over. It's like, yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you for that. That was beautiful. I like that.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, Janika say trust at first gut is our first brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially of intuition. And so my
Mm-hmm.
person would like to share now is uploads because it ties right on into that. And even with the piece on the golden sun, the golden light, and the chakras above. So the start with the upload. The upload is still being received. My person intentionally laid down, in a state of restoration. It did not want to be distracted from either viewing with the eyes and thinking about what it's seeing or, the people around and the excitement about that. It wanted my person said, let's turn all of that off, and get lifted and just go within, and when we came back to this side, uh, we got there was a meeting. There was some things that were shared. The gist is you're doing good, and we got a little. Um, the uploads they're still being decoded. They're still being decoded. And Tony's experience now on the mall the other day, that was part of that's part of the decoding right now. Because as my person went, as I said, let's do this and let's go there. What it did now, this is fresh. It's just connected some dots right now. My person connected with it was with its higher selves, all the versions of itself that's in this lineage of let's say doing what we already are. In essence, is this. Um, my person's story, it came from the star system Arcturus. There's a higher version of itself that's part of the Galactic Federation of Life, which is the alleged um, beings that are in ships, they're guardians of the galaxy. So my person from Arcturus is a part of that Galactic Federation, probably pick one day. You go down there and get your body. It's a different. It's then you be the example of what we're holding space for, because we're holding space in the metaphysical for the evolution of consciousness of humanity. So the challenge is, my person volunteered to come down here as an inside job on the inside, get a body coming at the body, and then do it. Say, this is the example. I admit as a manifestation of all there is to be in physical form. This is all this shit is right here. And so the upload from the eclipse to come back now is my person got instructions on how to do that shit. So now we come to the golden light. Now how to do that is this. This is the how to. This is the shit. Ties it all in. The how to is my person has a lifestyle. It's an initiate in his own system that they got from his higher self called the breath of life training. And in this system, it says the seven major energy centers that line the spine, so-called V chakras that line the seven that those. Seven colors of the rainbow. We know the rainbows is a fractal of the one light. As Tony mentioned, it's a gold and white light. It's halo. So as these major energy centers are vibrating as he plays the sound bowl, the frequencies of each energy center is vibrating at its highest vibration. Because each one has a high and a low. Each one in and of itself is the God and the devil. Each one of them. So there's many gods and many devils within this being. It's the legion of God, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of hell. It's right here in this being. So what happens is when all of these seven major are vibrating at the highest child, then it's no longer the aura of many colors, the coat of many colors. It's not only the coat of many colors, it's the halo of Yeshua. The golden white light, the sun, golden halo, the sun, golden time of day. When you found all that you look for, golden time of day. So God has all that is tied into the golden time of day. Feel who you are vibrating, because all your shit is vibrating at its highest, and you at the motherfucking gateway, and you feeling all there is, all there was, and all there will be. While I have access to any information that is, ever was, and shall be. Cosmic records. From being in this golden light, the golden time of day, you find who you are with the peace of God, because you are now one with God. I'm my Father, all my vibrating. So there's no resistance from this physical body experiencing everything, because everything is one. Is one. From source energy to this, we feel that that can have the ability to know what's going on in space. So, we got a conversation like that. When it's high energy time, and it comes back to the tone E, that third energy center. And you say, when you from this vibe, from this space, is from being with God, if you listen to God, third chakra says, solar plexus says, act on it. That's what person that loves that, that's what they're doing. On it. So to agree that act like act like is the highest vibration of its expression of uniqueness from the all, and there ain't no shit else to do. We act like it because we are it. So that's it. This is until 2050. The niggas out of here. We know this. And we just telling the story of what my person has already did while it's showing at the same time.
Show and tell.
So are you. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Like, study your ignorance.
Yes.
That's deep.
Anyone
It
else want to
has.
share their uploads? Eclipse season.
Did your studio audience have they had any solar eclipse epiphanies or downloads?
You are blessed. And give thanks for asking questions. Would you wish to share? Share if there's any. Yes, you hear?
Me, as I said in the sun, I was working at that. I just say in the sun and so I love the sun bathing. So positive energy, positive about self and about my plans and my goals. And just in taking all of the peaceful energy, the peaceful vibes that the frequency is giving off of the sun and the moon. And just really thinking about myself and I like to reflect. So just always thinking about rebirth. And it was also around my solar return. So I'm already in my shedding time with my birthday was on the 12th. So I was already like, yes, this is perfect eclipse, the new year, refreshing. I love springtime, not just because of my solar return, but just the energy of the cleanse. So it's like a perfect opportunity for this eclipse. So divine of just even the date of the 8th on this 8th year, all this information. I heard you guys were talking about the age of Aquarius and just all that, the age of information, what that means to me for the world, for individuals, for the energy, for the collective, and just for the shift and the change of where the energy is at right now. So I'm just excited for self and just, I mean every year I feel like I have this energy every year and every year just amplified. Every year I'm just like, yes, springtime cleanse. This eclipse was definitely just a wake up call for well now I'm speaking for like the collective, but let me get back to self.
Gotcha. Yeah, self, baby, all about the self.
Yes, for me it was very, very cleansing, very, let me get my words. I'm just like reflecting on just laying there. I laid in the grass, I was grounding,
Yeah.
wanted to have my feet and my hands just on the grass and just in the back by myself and just taking it all in really and just thinking about all that I am right now and where I'm gonna be and just thinking a lot about things. I also recognize that my circle is very private, so I feel like I'm like holding back a lot of
Yeah, Scorpio.
my Scorpio rising
Scorpio rising. Yes.
and my Jupiter
Yeah.
and my Pluto.
King of Signs.
Yeah.
Scorpio is
Yeah,
rising, all
Scorpio.
right. It's the next new moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first three energies is all that in one. Aries, Taurus, Scorpio.
Aries, Taurus, and Scorpio.
Taurus, Moon, Taurus, Moon.
So you double that, yo. So that, oh, Tony. So that explains a lot
Hmm.
about that, like the hiking. So we tell you,
Oh
when
yeah,
we go hiking,
oh I love nature.
Tony go
I
off the
love.
path, create your own trip,
Yes, that was me. Oh, that was me
and
all day.
then Janika go off the path that Tony go off of. Say, nigga, let's even do another whole another thing.
Yeah, I love like
Yeah.
Scorp-
being there. What was that day? Yesterday, the day before yesterday. I think it was Friday. I just went to the creek on Rock Creek and just sat on the rock in the middle, found a good spot, and sat there for like an hour until it started to rain.
Yeah, but we were talking about that actual, that rah part. That Scorpio and Aries.
Scorpio's
Mhm.
like a water sign. It's like a boiling water sign, and like the air is like a fire sign, so it's like bubbly as well.
And the planet for both of them in the traditional.
That
Right,
action,
it's Mars.
that
Right.
passion, that
So that's why she full of that. She full of passion on both sides, the masculine and the feminine of passion. Mars is a does a higher and lower vibration of all the energy centers, and so Janiqua is the high and the lower of Mars, the masculine and the feminine.
and I'm all about that balance,
Wow,
that yin the masculine and feminine come together, that balance that we all have, and just
wow,
and recognizing that in everything. You know, like they say, it's a circle of life, everything connects. Everything is saying the same message in different ways telling the same story in different ways. And it's
Yep.
all about perceiving that what is the battery, the positive part, the negative part. Everything is
Yeah.
battery. Everything has that positive and negative. Ourselves, everything. We all have that.
Yeah, there you have it.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's a common misconception that Scorpio is a scorpion, but Scorpio is actually a lion,
Yeah.
which is the king of the king of the animal kingdom. You see what I mean? So it's interesting putting all of these things together and seeing the different how it is that just certain things exploring the path, going off the path, creating new situations for yourself, and just realizing that you can. The path is not where you have to be. There's a whole mountain that you want. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, bet, yeah, you can go over here, you can walk down here and walk up there, and so forth and so on. So it just continues to bring up a whole lot of different questions and commands and so forth that you're capable of doing, of being.
Incorporate. Yeah.
Exactly.
Die all the time. You rebirth yourself all the time.
Every
You're
breath.
always shedding that snake, that kundalini energy, always shedding and rebirthing.
Always sharing, always birth.
Nature tells you,
Mm.
So I'm
Phoenix
like, it's
always
funny.
rising.
Yeah, it's funny because these different animal characters and so forth that we are, right? And this goes back kind of to what Precious Mother Love was talking about earlier when I was like questioning you like intently about like things that we can do with these other chakras that are above seven. You see what I'm saying? So the knowing, the I am you, the I feel
So
you, the I,
Know
I
you.
hear you, I smell you, I taste you. These all of these different chakras and systems that have that coordinate with all together. I mean, I'm just like
To
outside the
present the
box.
picture.
Imagine
All your
me turn
senses.
like you literally turn into these animals, shapeshift into these animals that your totem animal. These things that you love, these things that you run into when you're on the mountain, you turn into a bear and you just all through the shrubbery and so forth and chilling and finding blueberries and shit to eat and knowing the characteristics of how a bear thinks, what that inner part of you that is a bear thinks like. What's the thought process of that? All right, I gotta get some food and some shrooms so I can go hibernate for 3 months. I'm gonna go to sleep in the cave, and then become a person or what, big bear person with a big beard or whatever. Or eagle, you know what I'm saying? Transforming into human form and so forth, shape shifting into a whole bunch of different stuff. How it is that you talk to the trees, what the trees are actually saying to you, what that mycelium network and so forth is transmitting through these fluids that everybody has.
Right.
yes.
So it's like that's what, like, what are
Yeah,
you
man.
seeing with all of these eyes that we
Oh,
have that are decalcifying and awakening and so forth? What are we seeing? What is there to look at? The unknown. You know what I mean? What's in the unknown? What's in the darkness? What's out there? Everything. All right. So if everything is out there, the all, then what can you call forth with the all?
Right.
Anything.
Absolutely.
Any all. Any all any.
Mm.
all
Any.
any all.
Any.
What is
Any.
all? What is any?
Right. What is that? What is that? That's you figure out what that is, then that's what that is.
Pixelate it, materialize it, fabricate it.
Crystallize it,
Yeah.
internalize it, externalize it, just thought,
Become it
weaponize it,
and separate it from
Be it.
yourself and put it into
peacefulize it,
its own existence. Create it.
you know. There's like all kinds of different eyes in it. Eyes on it. Eyes on it. Focus.
The eyes have it.
Eyes on it.
Okay.
Eyes on it.
Got it. So
You.
give thanks, Tony. Um, what just, what just came. Next time we go hiking, was to remember becoming the various animals as we in their habitat. you know, taking on, tapping into that portal, and what was just shared, with nature, because nature, for the most part, are like crystals. The bad have a certain thing that it does. It's not going to do what the lion do. There may be some things like some animals overlap, but each one have their own uniqueness. Humans, we could change up and do, because of free will, because of who we are. And so it's easier to tap into their portal in nature. And the more we do this, then when we're in the other nature, which is in the concrete jungle, as they say, around different individuals who at the same time have these animalistic traits and characteristics, we're able to tap into that portal of wherever they are animalistically and bring balance to them as we communicate their language vibrationally, because we practice becoming one with that spirit in nature, in this essence. So then we come around man who possess all things. Whenever they act out in certain animalistic ways, we're able to bring the balance because we tap into that portal. And we understand what to say, what to do, how to do it, when to do it, whatever needs to be done to help bring harmony. Even if it includes doing nothing, just being still and breathing, because some animals require that, or speaking in a certain forceful way, because some animals require that, depending on where they are, which animal, and what they require to bring them back to their own center and peace. So we just got that from you sharing about, when we in nature connect with that portal, because it didn't come up. So we receive that. No, back to this Steve shit. We receive that. We talking about receive early. Receive DC. Yes, we receive this planet. The planet again. So give thanks, God.
Ah, shit.
Trismegistus, Old Master, Tone, E.
Bowmaster.
Give
That's
thanks.
funny.
Yeah, yeah,
Master, bow. Master bow.
Nah, it's you know what's funny is because it's thinking about that and matching that vibration and being there because you think about like snake handlers and what's
yeah.
the other
Speak
guy
on.
like the just how they maneuver themselves around the snake and then even the ones in India where they tap their heads and they're like very in close contact and they're playing the flutes and so forth and just what is the science behind that. See what I'm saying? Like it's clearly
Yeah,
feelings. It's clearly
Vibration.
because I've
mm,
been in the presence of a rattlesnake, right? Not a cobra, but a rattlesnake, and it's poisonous. And it's very there's a level of respect that you can feel. You see what I'm saying? Is and then it's like, and you don't even have that respect until you see it. When someone points it out to you because you're sitting right there, and then all of a sudden you just chilling, and then all of a sudden be like, "Hey, yo, it's a rattlesnake right under that rock." And then you look closer, and then you see the snake, and it's like, "Oh!" And then all of a sudden, there's this energy that just comes over you, and it's like, "Oh shit!" Like, wow! Like, "Oh my god!" And then he starts rattling, and it's like, "Oh damn!" Like, but you at a distance, to where it's like. Whoo, but you can still feel it because this ain't at the zoo. This is in the motherfucking wild on the mountain. So it's like, oh man, like it's a whoo. It's like, yeah, leave me alone, nigga. Leave me alone. No, no. This far and no further. You know what I'm saying? What's that? The law of co-measurability. So it's like, man, you could feel that shit. Like it's next level. But yeah, yeah. But yeah, those snake handlers and shit, they're kind of no, that's a level because you can feel that even just talking about it, like your skin crawls and it's like woo, like just little, anything that you're fearful of, it cause you to react in a certain type of way just as much as anything that you love. So finding that
yeah.
balance of, you know,
That's the high and low again.
Yeah. I wonder when Daniel was thrown in the lion's den, did he already know that he was cool with the lions, or did he just know that he was cool with the
Yeah, because the nigga was cool with God. Shit. When
Yeah.
you know you're cool with God,
Yeah.
you gotta be cool with God's creation. It only makes sense.
Right. But I mean, think about that. Like, but like, oh, that's crazy. Like, think about that. Like, that's crazy. Like, you so in touch with God that it don't. Three lions, right? Three lions, right? Or that's what the story says, right? It's three lions that you was thrown into a den with that you don't know, but you know. You see what I'm saying? Because you know, you know. So it's like being thrown in that, you know what I'm saying, in that den with these three lions, and then y'all just chilling. Hey, what's up, niggas? How y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? It's, God, kings recognize kings, and then y'all just go to sleep. Everybody go to sleep, and then you wake up, and it's like, don't worry, I got some shit for y'all. Y'all some real niggas. I fuck with y'all. And then throw some food back in, because they didn't turn out the same way. You see what I'm saying? Apparently, they weren't cool with God. Because what happened? We all know what
It
happened.
makes a difference.
Yeah, they put them other niggas in the den, and them lions was full.
Oh, so
With
how to be
dessert.
cool with God?
Mm.
How to be cool with God? How to be cool with God?
Well, well,
Mhm.
the answer for me is in the Daily Double, right? So that same story, we go back. Let's go back a little bit, like the prequel in Star Wars. Right? We going I hit you with 4, 5, and 6. Now let's go back to 1, 2, and 3. How did Daniel get in the fucking lion's den? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So apparently the way you get in the lion's den is to do what God tells you to do, no matter what anybody else tells you to do.
Woo.
God told this nigga to pray 5 times a day. Darius told this nigga to not, to pray to him. Daniel didn't do what Darius said. Now Darius is the king. You see what I'm saying? The king is law, apparently, right? He's law. I himself, law and master, right? So the king told Daniel that he's
That's right.
supposed to pray to him. And Daniel said, fuck that, nigga.
I have a God.
Ah,
Fuck that.
ah.
I'm going to pray out my window to my God, myself, and loudly, so that all your little fucking minions and your little Pharisees and your looking ass niggas and your hating ass niggas can hear me and see me, because I'm right here by the motherfucking window. And I'm going to pray
Mm.
loudly 5 times a day. On schedule,
Mm.
nigga. I'll even let you know when I'm doing it, because you will know, because you'll hear me. You see what I'm saying? Going completely against what this nigga said, because apparently this nigga thinks I got, I'm like supposed to be worshiping you. So it's like, oh shit, that's gonna cause a little rift. That's gonna cause a problem. Now I got to cut you. You see what I'm saying? Cause but that's not, but it wasn't even Bull's fault. It wasn't even him. It was his hating ass niggas, scribes and so forth, and the fake sorcerers and them bullshit niggas that was around him that was feeding him false information and made that whole law go into decree. So it's like, yo, you first of all, you surrounding yourself with the wrong John. So it's like, look, yo, man, this shit is crazy. So now you incriminated your own man, because that was one of your chief, that was your top advisor. That was it. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to law, you got to go through, you got to be more careful. You got to be more careful. So in doing that and shit, now I got to go through law. So it's like, look, yo, this is the law. You gotta do this. Go ahead in there. Boom. God was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, let it happen. He'll serve his sentence. It's all good. What was it? How long was it? A night? 3 nights? I don't know how long it was. He had to stay in there overnight. It was one night, I think. I think he had to stay overnight. Spend the night with the lions. So, and he did it.
Ah,
Shit, god damn it! If we ain't open this motherfucker and this motherfucker is still alive. Holy fuck! Ooh, that causes that. Oh, that's a pro. Oh, now the real cutting is going to take place, nigga. So holy shit. So damn now. All you hating ass looking at now, y'all go in there. Y'all go in there. You see what I'm saying? You spread all that shit and did all this stuff and so forth and so on. Let's see. Go in there. And that's like, hey, it is what it is. So it's like, oh, I don't, apparently they didn't fare too well. More food.
yeah,
So
man, that
yeah,
is
that
so.
mm, mm,
Give thanks for
mm.
that. That resonates. There, that shit feel good. Yeah,
Yeah.
we like tying that together. That's how you do that shit. Be obedient.
Yeah, because it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't,
Become
and
more
apparently it
devoted.
wasn't even just them. It wasn't just the niggas that did it. It was their families and everything and all that, all the like. It wasn't just the, how just Daniel went into the lion's den. Them niggas, the three, what was it? Three niggas. It was some fuck niggas around there, like the scribes or whatever, or them niggas. I know I'm mixing up the Pharisees with Christ and that, but they all the same niggas, like all hating ass niggas,
That's
looking
right.
ass niggas. And they all of them, they rounded all of them up and put them with the Lions. So the Lions was like really good. I wonder if they fed them in like increments, like they didn't do it all at once, like because that's just starving them. Like it's like you stay in a dungeon and then you going in a couple days and then you crucifixion. All the lions dead. Yes, crucifixion. All the lions dead.
They say on the day of crucifixion, of Jesus' crucifixion, there was the sun was darkened. Luke speaks to that. The
Eclipse.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that how the golden age thought process how I can relate to what Tony just said in a way that I feel like I walked into a den of lions the other day. I was on the phone with someone, and this guy came up to me. He was talking about my jewelry, and asked if I could come back and show him some jewelry later. Well, that happened to be after dark. But for a minute, I sat there and watched what these guys were doing. They had drugged these two girls. They were in two separate cars. It's like I don't know if I didn't let them get close enough to me or whatever. I maybe my mannerisms, my godness, or whatever, protected me. I didn't even see that they were freaking lions until I had closed my door and locked myself in and just decided to just perch there for a second to see what's going on. So these two girls are drugged in these two cars, two different cars, and the men are taking their turns with smooching them out. And I'm like, they see me seeing them, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, what the frick, crackety rock, you know? And I decided to leave out, after they let the girl, breathe for a minute. Then they came back to themselves and they got themselves together and left. That's when I left. Well, the first one left and I didn't see her leave, and then the second one I did see her getting herself together and leaving. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that I was in that position. But tell you what, I didn't even realize just how bad it was until I went back a second time to where they were. And a different day, it was a whole different, like, because that day it seemed like everybody was in on it. The people at the stores that was at the parking lot, the people that were, parked nearby, it's like they were watching. Like maybe I don't, it seemed like a whole ring of things going on right there that I did not know about. So, but when I went back the next day to see, well, did I see what I saw? Let me see what's going on today, see how things look. It was a whole different crew, not even the same people in the stores as employees, um, perched up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, different day, like day and night difference. But I feel like I did what I should have done, which was to stay there and watch everything calm down, dissipate, and roll out. And maybe once they saw me see it, maybe they decided, okay, well, let's not, maybe, I don't know. But the whole thing looked like it was bigger than I could have imagined initially. I had to take it all in. That to me like was a lion's den that I did not know. I was being set up for, lured me in on the jewelry, started talking about the jewelry. And then I stayed on the phone the whole time though. I was on the phone the whole time I was talking to him too, who I think is a wizard on the other line.
Oh shit, the lights.
He was a wizard. I know he was because he was covering me the way that, our conversation was. They could tell we weren't unplugged. They could tell we was woke. Our conversation was definitely, you know, and he interrupted my conversation. He was like, "Excuse me, I don't mean to ear hustle, but what you do with the stones? Blah blah blah."
Yeah.
So
They be trying to
Takes a
like,
craziness.
wizard to know a wizard.
So
yeah.
I
Takes a
feel
wizard
like
to
I
know a wizard.
pushed myself into that, doing the right thing, doing the golden thing, doing the lion thing, being fearless and not even knowing I'm being fearless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just, I ain't scared of you. Just that's my being. That's the way I am normally. Like, and the stone mentioned, the rock, the piece of earth, the mother earth, he brought that element in, and I'm an earth sign. So I was on all fours at the same time. So that was beautiful.
Yeah. That's how you tell them what you do with the crystals. You making a lightsaber.
It
That's how you.
is. It
That's what it
is. I
is.
glow in the dark.
Yeah, that's the earth shit. It comes from the earth. That's the light. That's the light, baby. That's solid light. Solid light is your crystal. It's light crystallized. It's light solidified. That's your crystal. That's your
Look,
crystal. That's information. Oh, look at that information. Oh, look, she got the little conduit around it to go in and transfer the energy. That's how you got to do it. There you go. So it goes right into your brain. Right through that superior gyrus. That's your superior
right.
gyrus up there. You feel that superior gyrus. That's where your baby soft spot is. That's that antenna that goes through and gets you from the spiritual. That's why you got to protect that shit. Make sure nobody come in there touching your baby's head. You come in there and do that shit. You better keep that shit to yourself. You better keep that fucked up energy over there. You see what I'm saying? You got the roll. So
And then
period.
your hair's your antenna connected to the copper coils. Yes,
Is it
yes. You start to
sparkling?
glow.
Is it
Start
spinning?
glowing in the dark.
It's churning. It's churning, spinning.
Unconditional love.
Uh, uh.
Yeah. That's where we are. Yes, a golden kind of love. Agape kind of love. Like
Golden
we're all
shower of
precious.
blessings.
We're all precious stones. Oh my goodness. Shower of power.
Yeah, they really explain this too much. Too much, too much.
Oh man, y'all ever see that? You ever see like pee like crystallizer and turn it to gold if it's on the side of the toilet for too long?
Does
It
it
goes into,
crystallize?
yeah, it goes into an old, like you ever go into an old house that's been abandoned for a while for somebody peed before they left, and then you go in there and you see it, and it's all thick and cakey looking, and then you gotta flush it, and then there's in
Turns
that
into
ring,
stone.
yeah,
Little
that's
flakes,
still
it
there
becomes
around the toilet.
crystallized. Oh yeah, now I
You see
get
what
it.
I'm saying? And it's just being there. It's no shit. But even if it was shit, the shit was still there. Then you got to get that
Petrified.
409 or get some of that bathroom cleaner, whatever, that pine salt, whatever. You have to
Scouring
go
pad.
through all kinds of
Get
shit.
some comment.
Yeah, that's like what is that? So imagine if that shit was processed a certain type of way on purpose.
Wow, yeah, that's done, I'm sure, in somebody's petri dish in somebody's chemical labs. Yeah, they study our excrements,
All kinds.
that's how they get to know you. Your DNA is in there,
Yeah,
you
that's why
know.
animals go smell your ass. Smell their ass when they go. Let me see what this nigga's about.
Yeah. How you living? How you living?
Ooh, you living foul, my nigga. Now we don't directly have to go smell your ass. We can just smell you. We can
Jiminy,
smell you. It's our cognitive, just our sense. That's funny. That's funny. Just fucking around with it.
All right. So as we transition, keeping it moving. Time check 12:40. We want to honor the time because there's a sound healing that goes in at 1 o'clock, and you know, just in at one. Just to say, also, we want to just throw a question out there, which is one of the question that was a theme, or you know, which is unconditional love.
Oh,
Unconditional love. What is it? What is unconditional love?
Ooh.
What does it look like? And what are the benefits of it? So that's the question. What is it? What does it look like? And what are the benefits of it?
Ooh,
Being
Lord,
able to
Lord, Lord.
self that you can
Oh,
know
gossip.
someone else, understand who they are without judging them, recognizing their difference, being able to separate yourself from that person, also understanding knowing all of your own energies and other energies will help you understand someone else's energies as well as their energy. You'll be able to pull up on why, the why of the difference, but you won't be able to take it personal. Not taking anything personal is really, it's like a big thing for unconditional love. You're not going to take anything negative personally. You're going to be able to have your own boundaries, even because unconditional love doesn't mean that you need to share any energy in space with that person. You can love them, but you understand, oh, well, our energies are not messing. You're not serving me. I understand you need to separate, or you need to do this. So being able to know someone and understand who they are for their highs and their lows. You can see someone's potential. I feel like a lot of love is based on what someone's potential could be. People get into that what they could be, and then they feel like they love them unconditionally because they love them through all their flaws and stuff, and that is love. But also loving yourself, you have to love yourself unconditionally first
Mm.
before you love someone else unconditionally, because you'll be loving them unconditionally, but you won't be loving yourself unconditionally because you're still human. So sometimes unconditional love doesn't mean putting them first. You got to put yourself first and still love them, which which people create that heat or that bad terms. You don't have to. Relationships shouldn't end on bad terms. You should understand that everything happens for a reason in the lesson. So you get your lessons and your blessings, and you can move forward with that unconditional love because you still need love in the world for the world to love. She needs to feel that energy love, that energy transfer. So you don't want to leave your relationship with hate. And you want to access yourself in unconditional love so that you can unconditionally love others, no matter who they are.
Oh, okay. I
But
will answer.
if I, oh,
That's
sorry.
my answer.
We got to put this funk on. Put a tear coming in his eye too. Okay, it's very powerful. So we need some assistance with onking ourselves. We're getting carried away with that. She was talking. Tears of joy coming. Ooh, ooh.
Precious.
One Love and Wellness, Ashe, Heart
All
Happy
right.
Hour, season
That's
5.
right. I call it 3 hour.
Yes, I love that love song. That heart chocolate and that love, that's the highest frequency, and that's what we're aiming for. The mass frequency of love.
All right.
I didn't hear what was said.
That does unconditional love include loving unconditional hate?
Woo! What the heck? What the what?
Right, right. Throw that in there.
Not
Uh,
unconditional.
Yeah.
Key word.
So is that
absolutely.
coveting something when
Understand that word. But
Mhm.
you might not
you can
like
love
that.
something good or love something bad?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Well, the answer to that, my person is yeah. Is because foundationally, because my, vibrationally, saying out loud, my person was say cosign, the amen corner for what Janiqua just shared. And the key thing is non-judge, uh, like non-judgment because you understand. So when you understand, You understand there is a thing of unconditional hate because there's unconditional love.
Mm.
Again, God and the devil. But then do you hate the devil? Because if you hate the devil, then you're hating yourself. So you understand yourself, you understand unconditional hate. And you say, choose not to exercise that, but choose to exercise this, but you do that, fuck it, you do that. We don't fucking care. That's love right there. It's only when you want to change and say you're not right, you got to do something else. That's not love, because then that's hate. That's control,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm.
Imposing
hate,
your will.
saying God fucked up and did this shit for you.
Wait. You was cutting out.
Vibration,
It
God
sounded
made
like
a
you was
mistake
getting
when they
good.
made you.
Wait, you cut out on that. You said God did what?
Some people say have this saying, God made a mistake when He made you, or something like that. That's the vibration. That's the
Mm.
vibration. And if that vibration is towards someone that has unconditional hate, as in why are you here? Why you have that shit? If you have that shit for me, I'm gonna have it for you. Or that's wrong. That's fucked up. Then you're just the same as they are. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah, because those type of people exist.
Right.
It's like when they're there, it's like, all right, well,
Exactly. Yeah.
it's like, well, shit, fuck it, man. Like, it's like, like, all right, well, you're here, so
Right.
obviously you're here for a reason. So it's like, all right, well, what do I need to, or or not, or just recognize what it is. Like, that's the opposition, or that's the yin to the yang, or the whatever to the whatever. Like, I don't get it. Like, this shit is weird. Like, it's but unconditional love. It's like, you love it all. You love that too. That person that annoys the shit out of you, or that person that makes you feel a certain type of way or uncomfortable or whatever. You still gotta love them and still,
You still
you
see their side of their point of view.
right. You embrace the devil, so to speak. It's like, how else do you heal them?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Damn, that's like that the end of the Matrix when Neo just let that John just overtake him and and then
Right.
became the
Right.
and then busted through that shit on from the inside.
Right.
Woo!
And he could to bring balance back into the world. So Neo became a god and united with the devil to bring harmony and balance to the world.
Right, because it's yeah, Smith, like the so-called devil. You know what I'm saying? The agents.
That's our journey, shit. And that motherfucking devil, some says the ego, the lower nature. So we unite with that motherfucker on the inside, the devil on the inside.
The
Mhm.
AI of it all. Because it seemed like it was man
Right.
against the machine
Exactly.
too.
You understand your ego and the ego?
What you call AI authentic
Ah.
intelligence?
This comes back to the
Akashic intelligence.
yeah.
Yeah.
Akashic intelligence. It's like it's all kinds of different ways to manifest these things. That's what I'm saying. When you tap into this, to this all, to these nine chakras, to this stone, to this mind, this lapis philosophorum, this whatever. It's like, what can you do with that? What can you do? Like, make it happen. Like, what's the not? And it's not from a showing signs and wonders type perspective. It's just for, I guess, would that be like a rhetorical question, where it's like you ask yourself, like, what can I do with this? Like, what? Let me read the manual. Let me look into it. If I give you a brand new Lamborghini or Mercedes Benz that's like top of the line, some top of the line vehicle ship, and I say, yo, go ahead, you can go drive that. That's yours. And then you're like, well, what's in it? And I'm like, the all, everything. It's expansive. It's innovative. It's beautiful. It's that. And I'm telling you, I'm like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Like, all right, well, you gotta read the manual. It responds to your feelings. It responds to your thoughts. So if you tell the ship to turn on, then the ship will turn on. If you tell the ship to open the door, then the whole beautiful beautiful lowered thing, or lower down the gateway or whatever, lower down so that you can walk up into the ship. If you tell the ship to start or
Oh,
to turn on, then the ship will, float. Then the ship will float. If you tell the ship to take
oh,
off in a speed over to this destination, then the ship will do that. But how do you do that? Do you know how to drive the ship? Most people know how to drive cars. So it's like, or even walk. Shit, for that man, be falling over and drumming. Oh, I fell. Oh, learn how to maneuver the ship. Like, what can the ship do? Like, what can you do? It's more. You can do more than just walk. You see,
Yeah, yeah.
and
But
run a
what
little
if you
bit.
got 50
You see,
pounds on your what if you got 50 pounds on your back and two bags in your hand and you walking up up a muddy hill, even though the traction is on your shoes? It's like you got up the hill, but getting down the hill, bang zoom.
yeah. But then let's say you could fly. Let's say you could teleport to the top of the hill. You see what I'm
Woo!
saying?
Yes,
Different
yes,
things. You
yes,
look up
yes,
there, and then
yes.
somehow your body dismembers and then remembers at the top of the hill.
So remember that I can do all these things through the crystal light that's in me.
Right. These are just all properties that's in there. That's just part of the crystal. What you do
Tap
with those
into
crystals?
that animal, tap
That's
into
what
that
That's why
species,
niggas asking.
tap
He's
into
like,
the
yeah, yep. Like, what you do with those crystals? That's your ACDC. That's your electricity. What can you can shift
yeah,
and go
yeah,
from here, go from there, and you create your own path, your own way of thinking. You see what I'm saying? From the conduit that you have, because you can go there. You can go off the
right.
path. You don't have to be on the path that was set for you. You can go off the path, and we do it all the time. We did it.
Explore, adventure.
You see what I'm saying? Right. There's all kinds of different ways up the mountain. As we saw, you already
right.
saw, and you got naysayers and so forth and so on, and all kinds of different stuff that happened on the trail. That's the whole that's Moses and the children of Israel and shit. Like that's all in there. Like that same type of story repeats itself in different forms all over the place. The burning bush. The burning bush, that's fire. That's electricity. That's fire. That's white fire. Spatial fire. That's energy.
Yes.
That's you
The
spun up.
Assyrian resurrection story is
Yeah.
repeating itself. Right. So
Ass fire.
my person is choosing, is identifying within, yes. And so time this back in again with the Assyrian resurrection story. What can you do? Teleporting to the mountain, Tony, you're speaking of brother's language. So um, starting off with an update. My person said have each one of these seven major energy centers, which for my person is the seven lieutenants of the spaceship. So we were remembering the instruction manual. Just saying, we got these, okay. And so it spoke earlier about having each one vibrate at the highest. Um, the idea is to have each one to vibrate at their most harmonious.
Mm-hmm.
But vibrating is most harmonious
Blend.
is vibrating at its highest. Right. And however, even vibrating at its highest, since it is vibrating, still has the highs and the lows. So vibrating at its most harmonious is there's a time and place for the low vibration to express itself. And when that's done in decency and order, that's in harmony. Because as my person sitting here next to the motherfucking Scorpio energy, this energy of death and transformation, you see. Whereas most of the world may see death as something what they may call negative or bad or evil. Well, yes, right. And so each energy center has life and death. And so the harmony is in each one of these energy centers is have the life to express life in this time and have death to express death in this time. And each one of these made, and that's the most harmonious. And each one is vibrating its most harmonious. Then the seven major as a whole is vibrating at its most harmonious between the life and death, God and the devil, the masculine and the feminine. the this and the motherfucking that. And so this is comes back with the unconditional love piece, whereas for my person, as you mentioned, yes, to accept unconditional this, that, and the other. It first starts with unconditional loving self, loving the highs and lows of self, the life and the death of self, in all of its energy centers, in however way it manifests itself, whether it appears to be pleasant or unpleasant. It's a manifestation of the harmony or lack of from the inside. So the unconditional love, we love ourselves personally. It loves itself so much that it's looking to harmonize itself. And it says how to do that. It just started with these seven major energy centers. It says let's harmonize each one of them, which means there has to be a relationship. So a level of intimacy with the highs and the lows, the masculine and the feminine of each energy center. And then when we do that, we love all of self. So then it's easy to love all of creation because you see it as an expression of one of these energy centers at either its highest or its lowest. It either could be in harmony or out of harmony. We don't give a fuck, but we recognize you. I see you, God. I see you, devil. And we don't care because we know who we are. I am you. And we just observe you being God or being the devil. We just simply observing. That's what I do. I observe it all. So that's my personal thing with unconditional love and self and the golden time of day and the golden light with this golden white aura. So
Ashe.
That's deep as
yeah,
shit. Cause I was
I
sitting there
chill.
thinking while you was talking. Oh shit. And it was funny because
Bird.
it's like you said in between the high and the low, right? And it's funny because what's in
Right.
between when that verse popped in, life and death is in the power of the tongue. And the tongue is between the high and the low, right? Because it's your tongue is not just in your mouth; it goes, it's like down your whole, it's like it's in there. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. It's a lot of sensory because you can still feel and taste the food and so forth when it's in your throat. You're like, oh, that's good. Most time, that's the best part of
All
eating
the way down.
is the swallowing part. And you just get it all swallowed up and you have some good food and you just
That
sit there
nigga.
and you swallow it up.
Yeah.
Hey yo, I like that. That shit is funny, but the you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's all that. Those are all sensory organs and stuff. The guy said earlier, or the comment said earlier was like the sensory organs, your olfactory nerve, your optical nerve, your all kinds of different nerves that's up in this area that fill in and tell you different things about your reality and create different realities for you. You know what I'm saying? And me.
Yeah.
Shit, all of us.
Mhm. Yeah. Well,
Shit,
all
let me
right.
get
Any
these.
closing comments, announcements, commentaries, anything else? We can just close out. We can just close out.
Yeah, I have
Because otherwise,
something I'd like
we're
to
all up in this
share.
moment.
Can I share right quick?
Yes.
Two things. One is
Absolutely.
that April, huh? April the 20th
April, go ahead, April.
is April 20th is a large morning alignment of Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune. So as we start tuning into that, actually will be able to be visible in the sky at night. So I just want to make sure that, we keep looking up and seeing the celestial signs in the sky, not just reading the big hoopla moments, like the holy days. Each of the holy days that I'm aware of, the feast and Jewish days, they're usually looking at the cosmology. It's lining up with the full moons. Many cultures line up with the celestials in ways of celebratory for holy days that, you know, it's great for us to tune into those energies to use them as new, tools in our scientific science of self and signs and wonders in our each of our each of our worlds. And the second thing is the 23rd is the full moon in Scorpio. And on that Tuesday, there'll be two events that you can attend. One that Master Chef is doing, and one that I am doing. His is indoors, mine is outdoors. And if you want information, you can actually Google me, which means that's where you can find my phone number or a way to contact me. But if you're interested, I'm interested in sharing in a private way on this at this event. It's going to be a beautiful event, but it's for folks who are woke. And not that I'm saying I'm turning away people that want are neophytes, but I would like to not be on an elementary level with this and be in any way um, I want to be enhanced. I want everybody to be sharing with each other and sharing their knowledge and their shifts. What have they seen? What can they share? What's their lane? What's their niche? You know, give me your piece. Let's put the puzzles on the table. This energy. This is a new time. This is it calls for new things, and I want to be a gatherer of people who are ripe for the time. We're all ripe for the picking right now. If we can share the fruits of our labors and our fruits of our loins together, I believe we'll be able to shine brighter together. What is it? United we stand.
As the bald eagle makes
Okay.
his appearance.
Valerie Funk, the
Shit.
title of them painter holds a 2,000 small.
Say it again.
I tell you.
Yeah. And so
They
your
say
event
United
is
we
that
stand.
same day.
Right. As soon as we get official confirmation, we sent a text out yesterday to Dr. Maru. We're going to start posting advertising. What we're talking about is having a dine and dive event. This is a similar vibe as we have here, discussing the esoteric shit. But more specifically, we call them the dine and dive. Dining on fine food at Everlasting Life while diving deep into discussions of esoteric teachings and lifestyle to obtain everlasting life. At the Everlasting Life Restaurant, Capitol Heights, and even let's talk about dining, eating, chatting, chewing. So, again, we can get final confirmation for the text out. They'll be able to put out
Okay.
I have an announcement.
fill in.
Okay.
We at Soulful Sunday.
August
There is
17th
all
is
nutrition.
Marcus Garvey's birthday, and they're gonna have a big event for him for his birthday in Atlanta at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. They're inviting everyone that wants to
Who?
come and celebrate his birthday. I'll be down there in Atlanta. I'm gonna do that. I heard, they're gonna do it big for Marcus Garvey, August 17th in Atlanta.
Wow.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
Marcus Garvey.
FYI,
First person
today
said Steve
Sunday.
Harvey because it compliments good. But Steve
Marcus
Harvey, but
Garvey.
Marcus Garvey.
You know
Yeah.
good as well I didn't say no
Right.
Steve
That's that
Harvey.
up there, yeah.
Belay. Belay.
Mm-mm.
Y'all, that's a bald
Garvey
eagle.
Ice. Garvey Ice.
Wow.
That
Man,
bald
it's
eagle.
At
crazy.
least,
Just wait for it to come. Then we can
yeah.
officially close out now because of the bald eagle.
Yeah.
Here,
You
here.
know, as we all that that
For
that
one
that that
loving
that
balance.
leader, that Haru, the Yeshua, all of us. So we are it. The return of the ancient one.
Oh, shit.
I am it, and so are you.
Yes,
Yeshua,
yes,
Yeshua, Yeshua.
yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
Oh, man, too. That's crazy.
And
That's like, yeah. Oh, that's nice.
indeed, we're going to breathe our
Wow.
way over now.
Is so if you come back to that spot, that's an eagle gazing space.
Oh, yeah. That's wherever I'm at.
Ah, that's true. You always talk about you seeing one too. Sounds right. Ashe, Ashe. Well, one love and wellness family. Thank you for the opportunity to
See,
share. Thank
Tony's
you
done
for
that so
allowing me
much.
to.
Yeah, just want to end with this in relation with the eagle. Okay, just as Tony and President Love shared about the eagle. Tony again, he's it. He's the example of that. He's in nature so much and connects so much with that bird portal. You know, and that falcon, the hawk, you know, the ostrich, those are that prey birds, Jesus, Jews and Yeshua's and you know, that Christ consciousness, the sun, golden light. It's all symbolic in those particular birds specifically, at least from my understanding. And so whenever Tony, wherever he is, that's why he's always speaking about it because they follow him, they remind him who he is. He's reminding us of who we are because he's got that frequency going. So he's bringing out the frequency based upon the bowls that he played, what he's being led to do, help bring out the evil and the knowledge. So that's why we see Tony be able to get bringing the equal vibration now through the sound bowl, that feather, physical manifestation of evil. So give thanks, God. All right,
Wow.
we out of here. It's 1 o'clock. You come get the bowl now. So
Oh, thank you.
I got
Thank you.
okay, all right. Well, it's
Like,
time to fly
goddamn.
anyway. It's time to fly anyway. The
What
Eagles,
was all that?
the Eagles
Shit.
are winning that time. Give thanks, God. God.
Thank you.
One
Thank you.
love
Thank
and
you. That's,
share.
oh, man.
Yes.
Call it how we see it, baby. Call it how we see it. You know.
Oh, man. Oh, that's, thank you. That's,
All right, I quit.
yeah.
Yeah,